Guys, this is GamerCat09 and welcome to the 8,500 subscriber Q&A. This is my second attempt recording this. I was in the middle of recording it earlier and my camera battery died, so take two. So before I get started with the Q&A, because I noticed that there are a bunch of really cool, crazy questions, I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you to everybody. Thank you to all of you who have been subscribed to this channel for like eons, and to people who just recently discovered me. Thank you so much for making our cat family that much more bigger and better. And I'm really hoping that one day we can make it all the way up there. Maybe like 10,000, maybe? That'd be freaking cool. So let's get started. If you could go to the future and bring someone to the present, who would it be and why? What type of information would you want to learn from that person, and would you use that knowledge to change the future? That's kind of a weird question, because if I could go into the future, into the unknown, to take somebody and bring them to the present to teach people about something, I think the only logical explanation to that would be aliens. I'm convinced one day we will discover that alien life forms actually exist, like maybe actually like meet aliens like you see in like movies and stuff. Maybe not exactly like that, but I want to go into the future at the time and point that we actually meet aliens, and then I want to bring them to the present, and then I want them to teach the world that, you know, aliens aren't just gray, blue, crazy beings, and, you know, I don't know. I'm sure we would learn something out of it. I'm sure, you know, there is some kind of life form out there and we can learn something from it. Maybe we can learn about other life on planets that we don't know yet. And maybe they can teach us on how to thrive in different planets. Or they could just want to kill us all. I mean, it could go either way, right? Hey, it's day 8027 from the bi-weekly cat streams. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Dave, thank you very much. My two questions are you excited for The Last of Us 2? And what are your expectations and wishes for the new game? I am very excited for Outlast. Wow, no, I'm playing Outlast 2. I am really excited for The Last of Us 2. I really don't know how it's gonna go. I don't really know what kind of expectations I have, because if you have or haven't played The Last of Us, the first one, it kind of leaves you on sort of like a cliffhanger, but there's different endings depending on what you do, and what you decide towards the end of the game will decide on, like, you know, what kind of ending you get. And I'm curious how they're going to, you know, go from that. So, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it on anybody who hasn't played the first game, but definitely go play the first game because it is awesome regardless of what kind of ending you get. But I'm curious how that's going to play out. I'm really hoping that they kind of use the same formula that made the first game so successful, but I hope that they build off of that story of like what we played in the DLC and like what we actually experienced in the game. I hope they play off that and they, you know, they use the strong story and toy with our emotions like The Walking Dead does. Like, I want to feel shit when I play that game, and I really hope that it turns out to be super awesome. And what old game that never got a sequel would you want to continue and have a new next gen? This is something that I feel strongly about forever. And if you guys really know me from like the start of the channel, you guys know that I have been begging and pleading for a Beyond Good and Evil 2, and there has been so many rumors regarding it, that it's coming out, that it's being worked on, that it's canceled, that it's still going, it's going to be for a new next-gen system. It's been like 10 fucking years, actually more than 10 years if I'm correct. I believe the game came out in like 2003? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll fix it in the video. But the game came out forever ago, and we haven't had a sequel yet. And I can only hope that it won't turn out to be like Duke Nukem and like just turn into like a flop. I don't want the game to turn to a flop, because Beyond Good and Evil left us on the cliffhanger. They have to expand on it. You can't just leave us knowing that an important character might still be suffering in the story. You need to give us something. So I really hope that they come out with it and it's good, or at least decent, even if it's not the best fucking game of like the year. I just want something to give me closure that I can enjoy playing. Hey Kat, hopefully everything's gradually getting better on your side, dear. As for my questions, one, if you given the chance and resources you needed, would you go around the globe visiting every felines, including tiger, panther, leopard, jaguar, cheetah, and cheetah, and the likes, and try to befriend them? Abso-fucking-lutely. I mean, I love cats, and I don't want to come across as that crazy cat lady, because I'm not that, you know, elderly woman that sits at home with 400 cats, but I would love to go to like an exhibit or something where I can like bottle feed a baby tiger or something. That would be a fucking dream come true. And I believe there is actually some kind of place where you can like play with baby tigers, or it's like an exclusive thing. I just like animals in general, even if it's not a tiger, even if I swam with dolphins or like otters or something, I would be fine with it. But yeah, I would definitely, if given the opportunity to go see and like actually like be in with like wild cats, like big cats, I would fucking adore it. Absolutely. 2, if there's a petition to help give stray kittens food, but you have to go through a haunted house attraction, but instead of ghosts it would be filled with spiders, would you go? I think I'd have to, for the kitties. There are way too many strays outside. And I mean, we even experience them around here. They are literally everywhere. And shelters are too bogged down to take them. So if it's between getting these stray cats food or like giving them to a kill shelter that's just going to put them down because there's no place for it, I will go through all the needles and spiders and everything that terrifies me to get them some food. I would absolutely do it, no questions asked. 3, what scares you more? A noise that you don't know where the source is, or a presence that you can't seem to find or see? I would have to say the noise, because throughout my entire life, I've always had that like looming presence that like I can't see, that I don't know. And I would like to think deep down inside that it's like some, you know, relative that I care about that's just following me around. I mean, I'm not super religious, but like, I believe ghosts are kind of a thing, or like, you know, some kind of spiritual thing kind of looming over you. I can't really explain it better than that, unfortunately, without sounding like I'm crazy. But if I hear an actual noise outside, that alarms me more, because I know something or someone made the noise, versus if I just feel like somebody's like staring at me in this room because I'm in the house alone, where it's just Cooper here, but you know what I mean. Definitely the noise. And 4, what part of spider that made you so creeped out? Their ability to move fast so suddenly, their venom, their shape or anatomy, a traumatic past where a spider ate your cat? No, none of that. Actually, my fear of spiders came very later in life, believe it or not. I have a very crazy body as far as like allergic reactions and stuff, and my body is constantly finding new things to like become allergic to. So like, I'm allergic to a lot of antibiotics, I'm allergic to a lot of medicines, I'm allergic to like every fucking like pollen, grass, tree, dirt, you name it, in the world that I have to take daily medications for the rest of my life. But one thing that started probably when I was about teenage years, so maybe like 16 years old, was anytime I got bit by a spider, even if it wasn't a venomous or a poisonous spider, I would have such a massive allergic reaction to it, and to the point where like I would have like a huge welt on my arm that would just look like I was stung by like a hornet or something. And doctors have told me that unfortunately it's probably going to progress significantly worse. I hope it doesn't get to the point where I develop some kind of like life or death allergy against spider bites, but spider bites are a legitimate thing and they can bite you in your sleep. But what terrifies me the most about spiders is not necessarily like the fact that they exist. Like, I understand that they're an important part of the world and we need them to combat other insects and bugs and stuff, but when I see a very large, intimidating spider that I know has the capability of biting me, that's where the fear comes. Like, when I see a wolf spider, yeah, they're normally timid and they normally, you know, they keep to themselves and whatever, but knowing that it's the size of a tarantula and has the possibility of biting me terrifies the crap out of me and does not make me feel comfortable being in the vicinity of it. You know, it's kind of like you see a brown recluse spider, like, out in the wild. Like, we have them here in Pennsylvania, and if you see one, you're like, wow, that's venomous. You don't just go, oh, that's cool, and walk away. Like, I'm like, no, fucking kill it. It's, you know, in the living area. It needs to die. It will probably kill me one day. But the exceptions to spiders, I'm not afraid of all spiders. I'm just afraid of, like, the huge, scary looking ones. Like, I'm okay with cellar spiders, daddy long legs. The little tiny black and white jumping spiders are perfectly cool. There's little ones like that that don't bother me. If I see a little tiny spider that big, I kill it. It doesn't bother me because I'm like, you're not threatening at all. But if I see like a spider or like maybe a spider outside that I have no idea what kind of spider it is, like one time we saw a spider that was all red and it had black like spots all over it. And I have no idea what kind of spider that was, but John lit it on fire. Like, he used our little like torchlight and like set it on fire, and it crackled like popcorn when it was burning alive. I have no idea what kind of spider that was or whether or not it was poisonous, but I was not going to risk taking the chance of that thing biting me and then, you know, end up getting rushed to the emergency room because like I suddenly can't breathe or something. So it's more of that. It's more of the allergic reaction. I think spiders in general look pretty cool, but it's just the fear of like, it's going to kill me one day is more of the fear behind it. Hi Kat, I'm your biggest fan of yours. Videos. Oh wow. I want to know if you are going to play Horizon Zero Dawn. So this game, I have been asking people, ugh, what the fuck is on my lip? So this game I've been asking people, and I've had a couple of requests want me to play the game, and I have some people telling me, you know, maybe it's not a good idea. The problem that I have about Horizon Zero Dawn is it's such an open world game. It's kind of like Zelda Breath of the Wild, where like you can do like numerous side quests, or you could like, you know, go on a giant adventure, or you could just like go straight, you know, through the story itself and just get to the end. And I'm afraid it's going to be one of those games where I'm going to have like 70 parts to it and I'm never going to get anywhere. So that's why I'm kind of like leaning towards, I don't know if I want to let's play it. I do want to play it. I do actually want to play the game, but I don't know if I'm going to let's play it. Let me know what you think about it below. I mean, maybe some of you have played the game, and if you have, maybe you can give me some insight if it's going to be like one of those games where I can let's play, or if it's going to be like Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, where it's just so open world I can't do it and I quit. And that's the one thing I don't want to do, is start a game that's just like, because I have ADD in a game like that, an open world game, because I want to go to the story, and instead I'm like, ooh, shiny, ooh, side quest, ooh, this, and I don't want 100 parts of a game. I do want to experience it, but it might be one of those games I experience in my own time. I don't know. Let me know what you would think of it, if I did play it, or if I should play it. What to ask of the great cat? I'm the great cat now? It sounds like a, like some kind of like Japanese folklore, like the great cat. Would you rather be fluent in all the European languages, or all the Asian languages, or the African languages? In a perfect world, I would love to be fluent in every single language in the world, but that's not gonna happen without a lot of work. If I had to pick one, I would say I would want to be fluent in Asian languages, because I watch a lot of anime. I like listening to a lot of like, you know, Japanese songs and like K-pop songs. I mean, I'm not like super duper obsessed with like foreign music, but like when I hear something that's catchy, I would like to be able to sing it, or at least like learn how to sing it. That's how I was ever since I started watching Inuyasha when I was younger, and like all of like the opening intros and outros and stuff. Like, I wanted to learn the language so I could sing the songs that I liked in it. So I think Asian languages would help me out immensely. And I would like to visit Japan one day, so that would also help me if I learned Asian languages. Congrats on the 8,500 subscribers. You deserve every single one of them and more. Aw, thank you. What were you afraid of when you were little but aren't afraid of anymore now? I was afraid, believe it or not, of zombies. When I was little and I watched my brother play Resident Evil 2, it gave me horrendous nightmares, and I was terrified that zombies were going to come in through like the windows and doors and like kill me. And it was a legitimate nightmare. Like, I was traumatized from the time I started watching and like getting into this game at 8 years old for at least almost 2 years. And the way that I combated the fear was I educated myself about the game, and I eventually beat the game, and essentially in some really strange way beating the game like beat the demons that were like haunting me at night. But like literally it should have been something that my parents should have been like, we're gonna take you to therapy because you can't sleep well and you're 8. But for some reason my family never thought anything of it. They're just like, just go to sleep, you know, you'll be fine. But like, I'm like, there's zombies outside, I'm gonna die. But yeah, so zombies. And what kind of TV programs did you watch when you were little? I watched a variety of shows. I was very into the, you know, 90s Nicktoon era, so I watched Ren and Stimpy, Angry Beavers, Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Doug, Clarissa Explains It All, like all of those kinds of shows. Like, I watched a lot of Nickelodeon. I also watched a lot of Disney Channel stuff, like old Disney Channel stuff, like Gummy Bears. What else? I also watched Pokemon. I watched Pokemon for a good chunk of my life. Some other shows which people probably wouldn't expect me to watch. I watched a lot of Zorro, like black and white Zorro, Xena Warrior Princess, Wishbone, Reading Rainbow. I watched Wienerville, which is a show like when I mention half of the people that I talk to don't even remember it being a show, but it was kind of like Double Dare, but like everybody played as puppets and they all got slimed and stuff and they did little skits. It was really strange. So yeah, like Legends of the Hidden Temple, Global Guts, like I wanted to be on all those shows growing up as a kid. I watched so many of those things. I watched Care Bears, My Little Ponies, like the original ones, a lot of shows. I watched a lot of TV growing up, like probably an unhealthy amount of TV, but I was the baby, so instead of like actually playing with kids my age growing up, I watched a lot of television instead, so I guess you trade one for the other. And this leads me to this question, which I kind of half answered. Do you watch any anime? If so, what? So growing up, I started getting into anime with Inuyasha, then Naruto, and then Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. What other ones did I watch? Ghost in the Shell, Cowboy Bebop, Case Closed. Oh, there was another one too, and I forget the name of it, but it starred the guy who played Edward Elric, but he was playing a different character, and it was kind of like Full Metal and like Inuyasha had a love child, and it was this anime. But just recently, John and I have been getting back into anime because he got back into anime, so I started watching it with him. We just finished Kill la Kill, which is a really super cool anime, and we just started watching Psycho Pass, which I am super hooked on right now. I didn't even watch like the first 4 episodes because he started watching it, and then I started watching like in the midst of him watching it, and now I'm hooked on it. I like anime. Anime is like the most entertaining form of cartoons any adult could ever watch in their life, and it's just so amazing. I love them, and I hope they never die. You may not want to answer one of these, so I have 2. Do you have a political stance that you're willing to share? Okay, so just to clarify, I guess, and I'm not going to get into a political argument, and I personally don't care, you know, which side you're on. I feel like there really shouldn't be a side. There really shouldn't be like a Republican or a Democrat or a liberal or whatever. Like, we should just vote for somebody who could run the country, regardless of like who they are. I am a registered Democrat. My political stance is I just want someone to fix the system. I want someone who, you know, can legalize gay marriage everywhere and, you know, give women the choice of what to do with their organs internally and externally. I feel like a lot of women's rights are kind of getting hushed in a lot of sense between like rape and abortion and like all that shit, and like just the equality of like in the workplace and like what people should be paid. But that's kind of like an overall general like political stance that I have with like a lot of people in the world. I don't particularly care for Trump, I will say that, but I don't feel like a lot of other people do either. If you do care for him, that's great, but that's as far as my political stance is expressed. I'm not here to hate on anybody, you know. I don't really watch the news a lot, even though I work in a newspaper. I try to push all of the political stuff aside, because I'm not here to like say, you know, oh well, you know, if I voted and my candidate won, it would have been so much better, because I honestly didn't believe like either candidate was perfect. But we were kind of given like a burnt pancake and like a half-cooked pancake as far as like who we voted for. So like either way, you got a shitty breakfast, you know what I mean? Like you really didn't have the opportunity of like voting hero or villain or anything like that. And I don't feel like, you know, as far as like presidency is concerned, it should ever be that. But I do want women's rights to be highly recognized, and I do want just a little bit more equality in the world. I mean, I'm a woman, and I can vouch that in the workplace, as far as like me working with like male coworkers, especially in a newsroom, is a lot of people kind of take advantage of the fact that, you know, we can do as much as like a man can. And I guess it depends on your environment and where you live and where you work, but that's how I feel about it. And would you ever consider doing a revisiting series, like revisiting Haunting Ground or Resident Evil 5? Congratulations on 8.5K. Been with you since 900 subs. Wow, that was a long time ago. I actually have thought about doing a revisiting series. The problem is I've been trying to figure out how to record those old games again, because we still have our PlayStation 2 up here, and I've been trying to go back into older games, and we're just trying to figure out a way that it can work and connect with OBS, because I guess that's like a thing that's really hard to do now since everything upgraded to Windows 10, and like OBS doesn't really like detect like all of the composite cables and stuff hooked up, so you need like an HDMI cable, and then you need to make sure everything's hooked up right. I think we got everything hooked up to the point that like the audio doesn't work. So if we can ever get that to fully function, I would like to revisit some series. That would be pretty cool. I would like to revisit Clock Tower 3 and see if I still got the skills I used to have, or if I just die immediately now, because it's been ages since I played. But I'm hoping, if everything works out well, that it'll work, but it's a wait and see right now. Will you do Let's Plays of Friday the 13th game when it comes out? I would like to. I think I might wait like a week after it comes out just to kind of see how it is, because the thing with online games is when they're first released, sometimes they're like, the servers are always bogged down and you're not really able to experience them at their fullest potential, or there's like problems or issues or glitches or something. So I might try to wait until it's released to kind of get a feel from like, you know, reviews and stuff, what people think about it. And then if there's some stuff that needs to be fixed, maybe wait until a patch happens before I get the game. But yes, I would like to play the game. John got beta access and I was able to play a demo where I played the killer, and it was super fucking awesome to like teleport as Michael Myers like all over the place. So I'm sorry, not Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. I'm thinking Dead by Daylight. I am so fucking sorry I did the generic fuck up. But yes, I am looking forward to it, and I really hope that it's a great game and it comes out perfectly, because if it does, I might stream it. So if you're able to attend the streams, then definitely check out there. Maybe we can play a couple games together if you have the game. That'd be awesome. And second question, why are you so awesome? I don't know. I don't see myself as awesome, but I don't know. Maybe someone else could answer that question better than I can, because I don't have an answer. Oh, and congrats for 85 subs. 8,500 subscribers. Congrats on 8,500 subs. Here's my questions. Resident Evil Code Veronica was just added on the PlayStation 4. Would you consider playing it? I am considering playing it, honestly, because Code Veronica was another one of my favorite games aside from Resident Evil 2. But I also stopped playing Resident Evil 2, so like I'm kind of caught in this limbo with like the old Resident Evil games, because since I picked up Resident Evil 7, I'm like so super focused on new stuff that it's really hard to go back. But I was honestly thinking about redoing the Resident Evil 2 series, like legitimately, and not arranged mode, like actually go through it, pick up ammo, and like use healing items, and like not run around carelessly like I was through the original playthrough. So I might end up doing that, and I may end up playing Code Veronica as well, but it has also been a very long time since I played Code Veronica, so I might have to like practice up on some skills and like figure the game out. And like try to play it on my own before I actually do a let's play of it, so that way I'm like fresh in the memory of what's going on, so I don't look like an idiot on camera when I'm recording it. So yes, I am considering it. Who are some famous people you hate? Oh, I don't like the Kardashians at all. I think they're fucking attention whores. I don't like Justin Bieber. Who else do I not like? There's a couple of other people that I dislike. Kanye West, I don't care for. There's somebody else too. I'm not remembering it, but I hate like, yeah, that's pretty much like where I am right now. I'm very open to the fact that if they clean up their act and they actually like, you know, start kind of being nice people and not being selfish assholes, then I'm completely fine with being open about it and giving them a second chance. They're celebrities, I'm never gonna meet them, but like I don't care about it. I don't care about, you know, hearing about the Kardashians. I don't care about hearing about what Justin Bieber's done, or if he's like growing older, or if he pissed off another fan. It's just like stupid drama shit like with those people I can't stand listening to. When they're in the news, I have to turn them off. And it was my birthday a couple weeks ago. Could you give me a birthday shout out? Happy birthday, Cade Blackbriar. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Happy belated birthday. And number 4, do you like to travel? I actually do like to travel. I don't travel enough. There was a time between me going to school, like high school, and like, I grew up with my father who traveled a lot on business trips. He worked for the government, so wasn't really allowed to explicitly know what he was working on as far as like what he was working on for the military, but he did work on submarines. So there was a period of time that he had to go to Massachusetts. And that was my camera shutting off on me, giving me the hint of like, yo, get the fuck off and stop blabbing. So that, I believe, pretty much concluded the question, I'm pretty sure. I'm double checking, but I'm pretty sure it did. Yes. So it did. thank you to everybody who participated in the Q&A. It wasn't a huge Q&A, but I did like a lot of the unique questions. Thank you guys for volunteering to do some questions. And upcoming stuff that's going to happen is I have to still do a vlog. I did kind of take a little break, so I'm gonna kind of come back slowly. So I have recorded more Outlast 2. I still have to edit and put that up. I still have to record a vlog. I'm gonna be putting this up and a channel update. So there's a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm hoping to get them up within the week. It might be like an every other day kind of video thing this week and not necessarily a daily thing because of everything going on, which you will hear in the channel update and the vlog. So thank you guys for 8,500 of you for supporting me so much. Thank you very much. And I will see you guys again really soon. Until then, I hope you guys are all having a great day. Thank you, cat family. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.